Alrighty, Chef Buck here, back with another super duper kale recipe. Kind of did some research on Boerenkool. I'm sure Rutger Hauer can say it a little better than I can. But this is the version we made. You know, we just took some red skin potatoes, cleaned them up, covered them with water, threw a little salt and a bay leaf on there, and then we go ahead and bring it a bubble. Let those potatoes start to cook up, and while that's happening, we went ahead and washed and cleaned our kale, you know, cut out the stems, and then tore them up into little bite-sized pieces. And it's a lot of kale. We're using like a bunch and a half, but we wanted a really good kale to potato ratio. We didn't want the potatoes to overwhelm this dish. We wanted kale to kind of be the star, you know, so don't be shy with the kale. Use a lot of kale. We're using some green onions. We're going to chop them up. We're going to separate the bottoms from the tops so that we can add them to the dish at different times. And then we're using 1 pound of kielbasa, a little bit of smoked sausage. The sausage is already cooked up. We're going to cut it up into some nice little pieces because we like ours fried, you know, so we're going to go ahead and fry it in the skillet. We're not going to add any oil in here because there's already plenty of fat in this sausage. And we're going to stir it around, bring out the color, bring out the flavor, and then we're going to make a little nest in the center, and then we're going to add a little bit of chopped up garlic and then our green onion bottoms. Let those cook up a little bit. Go ahead and give them a few minutes or a couple minutes. Then we're going to stir them in with the sausage. Then we're going to add our kale. And this is a big old skillet. And you can see when we add our kale in here, see how, man, it just mounds. That is a lot of kale. But it's going to cook down. You know, we're going to throw some water in here, throw a lid on there, let it steam down a little bit. Then once it's at a manageable size, we're going to throw our salt in there, mix it up with these other ingredients. And if you need to add a little more water, go ahead and do that. But don't go crazy with the water, because this kale, some water is going to cook out of that. So be conservative with your water there. Go ahead and cover it up. Continue to let it steam away. And our potatoes at this point, they're already done. You can see our fork slides in and out of there easily. So we're going to go ahead and pour this hot water off. We're going to reserve a little bit of it in case we need it for our mashed potatoes. Because that's basically what we're doing. We're going to make a mashed potato dish and then add this kale and sausage to it. So once your kale is to the doneness you like, we'll go ahead and mash up our potatoes. Get a bay leaf out of there, you know, so you don't have that mashed up in there. Then I'm just using my little wooden spoon and just mashing it up because I don't like my mashed potatoes too smooth. I like it chunky. Throwing some butter in there, a little bit of celery seeds, and some more salt. And it seems like a lot of salt, but you know what? It's a lot of potato, right? It's a lot of kale, you know, so don't be shy with the salt because we don't have a lot of other seasoning going on here, you know. Put in a little bit of milk, some black pepper, and this is where the reserved potato water comes in. You can add a little bit of your hot water back into the potatoes if you want it to be a little bit smoother, you know. And then that's it, you know, once the mashed potatoes are done the way you like them, boom, we're going to add our kale and sausage in here and our green onion tops and then stir that all together. And there you go, Boerenkool. Forgive me for that, all you Netherlanders. But it was fantastical. This was a great kale hash. Camera girl threw a little bit of mustard on hers, which I thought was kind of, you know, I was concerned about that. But it actually turned out fantastical, which isn't surprising because sausage and mustard, you know, that's a great combo. But we really enjoyed this. This was a very hearty dish. You know, it was a great way to turn kale into a hearty meal. So go ahead and give this recipe a try. Let us know what you think. You know, thanks for watching. Bon appetit. Boom.